Welcome everybody to our 30-day course call. Yay, yay. It's been good to spend so much time with so many of you this week doing our one-on-one things and all of that. I want to let everybody know we are starting another 30-day course on Monday. So some of those people will be joining us, which will be really super exciting. And Toby, I know you had asked me before, why don't you just create a group page and have people access it and do that? And I didn't do that because I think my response to you, Toby, was so many people got so lost and they couldn't find what they needed and they just couldn't handle it. Well, I've since realized I don't work with people that can't find things anymore and they can't be resourceful. So we are going to be doing that, and I'm not going to just be posting in the group chat. So you're going to see a little bit of changes, but it's going to be the changes that many of you are already used to because you've done that with your series that you've created within this course. So you're going to be familiar with that, and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but you know, I'll still make sure that you've got your handheld as much as you need it there, because apparently I'm a professional hand holder. So I'm super excited because several of the people that are in six-figure marketers have reached out to me and said they feel like six-figure marketer is more like getting their doctorate degree, but they still need the basics. So they reached out to be able to take this course, which I'm really super excited about, because what we'll be able to do is not only focus on creating that effective presentation that everybody's working on in Six-Figure Marketer, and as you guys in this course are creating that video series, that's your next step. That's going to be your next step. And I think I've shared that with both, with all of you, with Karen, Ola, Nicholas, and Patricia, you know, all of you that are doing that. The reason why, and I kind of want to share a little bit of why I created the 30-day accountability course. For those of you that may not know, or maybe don't know my story, just bear with me. Hi, Valerie. Nice of you to join us. For those of you who don't know, I was a stay-at-home mom, homeschool mom, and happily married. And then my life turned upside down when I lost my husband. And see, I was brought up to believe you get married, you have babies, you have your husband take care of you guys. And when I lost my husband, I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to provide for my family. I was kind of really, really stuck when I met Robert. And Robert helped, you know, he's really good at asking that question, how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, a lot of the things that I knew, or I thought I knew, the things that I believed, I was taught. And we all have different ways that we're brought up and different beliefs that we're taught. But when Robert opened my mind to asking myself how I knew that, it really opened my life. And as I started learning from him and being plugged into his training, I found a lot of other people that were part of LMU that were distracted, didn't know where to start, where to begin, and so they kind of did nothing. So that's when we were at a live event, and Matthew Hollis actually used a term that became part of this course. He used the word accountability. Now, I love that word because as I was learning, I had accountabilities. I had Robert Hollis Jr., who I talked to on a daily basis, that helped me a lot. Learned so much from him. And, you know, then I had Robert and I had Scott. But what happened was a lot of other people didn't have that. Much like a lot of people join network marketing companies and they feel like, you know, they're going to get all the support in the world. all the training. They're going to get everything that they need, be taught everything they need when they join this company. And then as soon as they give their credit card and they're charged, that upline, those trainers, those people that they were looking for support, kind of disappear. Anybody ever feel that way? So I wanted to make sure that because I was able to get the results I needed and I had that accountability with so many people, that I was able to be that accountability buddy. And that's where the 30-day course came from. Seeing people that had access to the same information that I had, but were so overwhelmed and didn't know where to start. Therefore, it paralyzed them, and they became, they just didn't do anything. And then they'd walk away and say, well, that LMU stuff, that doesn't work. Robert doesn't, Robert can't help me, just like many of the trainings that some of us have purchased. Some of the books that we've purchased and we were told to read, that they would help us in marketing. So, yeah, me too, Ola. So it's the having direction, just having somebody kind of point, guide, and direct you into what it is you need to do instead of trying to do everything and getting nowhere. Because I know that frustrated feeling. I know that. But also, I created this course because it's exactly what Robert had been telling me to do for so many years. And I wasn't doing everything that he told me to do. I was doing parts of things. So to be able to put it together and say, okay, these are the basics you need to know when it comes to building your business, your network marketing company, advancing yourself in your relationships and careers and professions, building a network, learning how to use time management, and really be able to focus on the things that we need to do rather than trying to do everything, getting frustrated and going, oh, this doesn't work. Because I have no doubt that if I can do this, I can teach you how to do this and do things in that certain way that Robert taught me, and you can have the same success. Is it work? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It is work. But the work is mostly here. Believing that we can do it. Sometimes having somebody else's perspective on something really opens and clarifies things for us. That's why I make time for each one of you to be able to guide you, to be able to see, like Karen with her Facebook page, she's got so many followers, but to be able to show her how to monetize that. Now, Karen might be at a different level. I know Karen and Patricia's got huge followings. Some of you are just starting, and you need to build that following. You need to get more people to notice who you are and what you have to offer. So building that network, building that getting people to know, like, and trust you is imperative to what you're doing. So some of you might just be at that level. Some of you might be like, well, I don't know what to say to people, or I don't like talking to people. Trust me, I didn't like talking to anybody either. But sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone. How are people going to get to know us if we're not talking to them? How are they going to get to trust us if we're not just giving things that are going to make a difference in their life? So these are all the baby steps that we need to learn how to do. So that's why we have this 30-day accountability course. Right now, I just want to kind of say, for those of you who are new here, Valerie and Andrea, thank you so much for joining us. Toby has taken the course before, but Toby's going to be part of our new course that we're starting on Monday. He's part of Six Figure Marketers. Janessa has been taking the course, I want to say 5 times, right, Janessa? I think Janessa's been part of it 5 times. But I think what happens is, this is to help create the success habits that you guys have. You have to create the success habits. Everything from your morning ritual. Has anybody ever skipped their morning ritual? Just didn't do it for whatever reason? And then felt like you just didn't have control over your day? You didn't have control over your emotions. Maybe you were more emotional that day. Maybe you were more angry that day because things didn't go our way. Maybe we didn't feel as productive like we did. We didn't do our best that day because we weren't in the right mindset. That morning ritual is super, super important to us and our own personal growth. That self-talk. The self-talk is super important. The things that we think, the things that we say to ourselves, the things that we say to people around us. My personal relationships have changed because of the things, my words have changed. I learned to change the way that I said things to my own kids. So then things didn't get so out of control. Learning to see things from other people's perspective, to understand their feelings and where they're coming from is super, super helpful. So, and then, time management skills. I know a lot of us are busy. Anybody here feel like they're busy all the time? They got other Valerie, I think, is living the life of 3 people all at one time. So, yeah, we have other responsibilities. We have other things that we need to do. But we need to learn to prioritize the things that are important to get the changes in our life. Again, that's why we're here. This is not to give you all kinds of busy work, to keep you busy and keep you occupied so you can't go have fun with your friends. You can't, go to the club. I don't know who goes to the club anymore. I'm too old for that anymore. So, but all of those things that we want to do, yeah, we're going to have to make sacrifices, but learning to prioritize the things and do the things that those money-making activities that are going to get us to the end result that we're all looking for, because everybody is doing something different. Janessa's building a dog training business. Her Canine University. Karen's doing the yoga thing. Valerie's doing yoga, right? But to be able to, and anybody ever think how incredible it would be? And I know, Karen, you and I have had this conversation. If Karen didn't have to travel from place to place to place to do her classes, if she could just provide it all online, people can plug into it whenever they wanted. And she didn't have to be bouncing everything. She recorded her classes one time and had people subscribe to them and paying her every day online. Now, what is she going to do with that time she has free? Anything she wants. Anything that she wants. So it's so important to be able to learn how to really monetize what it is that we love and then get to do what we're passionate about. If you want to volunteer somewhere, be a volunteer. If you want to become a missionary, become a missionary. You don't have to worry about the income coming in that's going to support that. If you want to give to charities, you can give to charities. Whatever it is that we want to do, and we all want something different. They might be similar in some ways, but freedom is what we're looking for. Correct? Bobbleheads, yes. We all look like the Brady Bunch bobbleheads, yeah. So, anyways, I want to ask those of you that have been taking the course already, that are within the course. We're on our 18th day right now. At this point, you should have your video series already being created, correct? I know, Karen, you've been working really hard on yours. And for some of you that are in six-figure marketers, you're going, well, why do I need to create a video series? I choose the Science of Getting Rich for you guys to do your first series on. Because after a discussion I had with Robert, we decided that, we didn't decide, we discussed, but he had said that if everybody can learn to just do things in a certain way and get the mindset of the Science of Getting Rich, the best way to do that is to learn it and teach it, right? To share it, to give it to somebody. So creating that video series is really incredible. Now, for those of you who are doing six-figure marketers already and creating that effective presentation, how powerful would it be if somebody could not yet afford your high-ticket offer, if they had that series to fall back on? I know for myself, if I say, well, my effective presentation is going to bring people to an offer that's going to be $4,000 or $5,000, and somebody goes, well, that's a lot of money, I can't afford that. Well, I have the series that I can give you that I created, or this course, it's $500. Well, already $500 seems like nothing compared to that $5,000 that we just talked about, right? So, and really going through the process of learning how to do that really came from Robert's webinar, to have the best 2017 ever. To be able to be in control of the content that you provide and to be able to get paid for it directly, not having to wait for a company's payday or a company to cut that check and mail it to you or deposit it in your account, but to be able to create a stream of income that comes in each and every day. Now, when we do that series, as you create that series, you're going to need to learn how to properly advertise that series. Now, we don't want to advertise Karen's yoga to a bunch of contractors or landscapers or a bunch of people that are not interested in yoga. We want to put it in front of people that are wanting yoga and they understand yoga and the benefits of it. Now, will Karen get more of an audience if she created a video that explained why yoga and how you can benefit from it, and that people never knew? Because I know I didn't know. I didn't know. So what if Karen does Facebook Lives or does videos and puts them out there that says, oh, this is what yoga is about. This is what you can gain from learning to do yoga. This is how you can center your life. This is how you can clear your mind. This is how you can put yourself in the right mindset. Right? I just thought it was all about stretching and, kind of posing in funky ways. I didn't know there was a lot behind it. I'm sorry, I didn't. So, but the same with anything. The same if you want to help online marketers. You don't want to create something that's not going to benefit the people that aren't willing to learn, that don't need the skills to market something online, that you're going to pay for it to go in front of those eyeballs, right? You want to be able to learn to target your demographics and everything. I mean, every little detail you can choose. So one of the things that I learned very early on, because I used to attract all the wrong people, this is before I became a coach and a mentor, but I was attracting all the wrong people. And they want to come into my business. Maybe they felt obligated to me, or for whatever reason. Oh yeah, that sounds great. Maybe I put them in front of an effective presentation that really kind of convinced them they needed a plan B. But then they come in and then they used all my time. They were time suckers, guys. I want to keep you away from those time suckers. I want you to attract the right audience. Everybody I attracted couldn't even afford my products. What good was that? They couldn't buy into the business. I was giving products away. That's no way to build a business. Yeah. So Valerie, I think we all know that feeling. Because, we just want to learn how to do things in that certain way. The way that successful people learn to do things. And that's why we do include that, creating that video series within this. And also the Facebook Lives. Some of you may not be consistent in doing Facebook Lives, but that's the best way to get people to interact with you. I know when you do a Facebook Live, you've got people that'll see it, maybe in the replay, that you'll be able to reach out to and connect with. That's part of your gold mine. But consistency is truly, truly an important thing that we need to learn to do. So, and all while you're building your audience, you're getting people to fall in love with you. You're getting people to want to reach out to you. And where did you learn that? Giving them value. Letting them see that there is a human being behind that camera lens. Right? That is not just some computer automated thing that's trying to sell them something every day. That's one of the greatest things, the greatest things I loved about even promoting Robert and LMU was because it was real people. It was real people that were willing to help them with real problems, to be able to point, guide, and direct them. So within this course, we're going to learn all of those basics. You know, you guys are learning to do those daily activities. A lot of them are repetitive, right? Every day. But sometimes the numbers change, or sometimes it might say to post something different. But it's the same basic concepts. 30 days. It takes about 30 days to create a habit. But we're focusing on the success habits. If you have any bad habits you want to break, do something different for 30 days. It'll help you break some of those bad habits. I created a lot of bad habits, doing things wrong, and that's what I want to help you with. You know, like Robert says, there's 3 types of people. Some people that learn from their own mistakes. Some people that never learn from their mistakes. And some people that learn from other people's mistakes. So that's one of the things I want to give to you guys is all of those mistakes that I made. I want to help you not have to repeat them, not learn the hard way. I want to see you guys have success now and not in 7 years like it took me. Because people say, wow, Melody, you really moved up there. You really had success. All of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden, it took 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice. So that's why I want to help you guys do this. At this time, I want to ask you, does anybody have any questions regarding the course that we're already doing? Any of the activities, the daily activities, or any of that? Yeah, go ahead. Nicholas.
Yeah, I was wondering about when we do our live streams, is it bad to do it outside with the phone? When walking outside?
No, I love the outside videos. Janessa did one today. Patricia did one today outside. I mean, showing outside. I love when you can change it up. You know, the colors are different. The textures are different. It's more visually appealing sometimes instead of being in the same background every day.
Yeah. Okay,
right?
Great.
So, you know, like you and I were talking on our, the other day, and we were talking about when I would go to your videos, I couldn't tell if I already saw that one or not, because they all started with the wave, right? Right? And you kind of have the same background, the same everything. It's good to change it up. It's good for us to change it up. Because you'll find in different places, in different atmospheres, there's a different ambiance, there's different creativity levels, different clarity. We kind of get in this tunnel vision and think, well, I just need to do this right here, right now. We don't. People like to see something different. They're learning something different. If you were just to show outside in Sweden, heck, I'd watch just to see outside in Sweden, because I've never been there. What is it like there, right? You know, Patricia's got a different, and even Janessa in Alberta, their outdoors looks different than my outdoors. That's visually appealing to me. And it lets people into your world. It lets them connect with you on a different level. So absolutely do it in different places if you can do it. And most people I know do it on their phone. That's all I ever used in the beginning, was doing it on my phone. I don't think I ever did a Facebook Live from my computer. Interesting.
Okay. I will do a lot of outside lives.
Right. Have you guys ever seen those videos? And I know a lot of people turn them into the news or the weather station or whatever, when it's hailing outside or when there's a storm or when it's windy or whatever. People like to see stuff like that. They like to know, oh, hey, it's super windy where Toby is today. Because it's different than what I have here in Southern California, where it's 90 degrees and blazing hot. And I got to turn on the air. I would just love to have a little bit of Toby's wind. Yeah, so don't be afraid to change it up. Not like Chicago, right? I remember the wind in Chicago. I couldn't get through the doors that turn around because I just couldn't push those around. The circular doors you go through to get into the buildings. I couldn't get the door to move. The wind was going the wrong way. It was probably pretty comical to watch. But don't be afraid to change it up. But again, those Facebook Lives you should be doing daily now. We didn't start doing them daily. We kind of worked our way into it. But now it should just be something you're doing. And be sharing them onto those group pages that you started for your series. Absolutely. Be putting content on there, getting people to know what's going on with you, to know more about you. So, any other questions, Nicholas?
Yes, my ad for my video series, I've been struggling with that. I can't seem to get it. I don't know what it was called now, but I can't get it in the green.
Right. So when you showed it to me, your audience was too broad.
Yeah.
So what happens when we're doing our ads, we need to really pick a couple of interests and not just like, okay, so you're doing the science of getting rich. So you picked Napoleon Hill, you picked the science of getting rich, you picked, I think, Zig Ziglar, you picked, all of these things that people are interested in for maybe positive and motivational stuff, right?
Yes.
We really need to just pick a couple of things that are really going to appeal. And with Facebook advertising, I used to think, and I'll tell you, I did it all wrong. Even though Robert said, target your market. I used to think more was better. If I can get it in front of 3,000, 30,000, 300,000, or 10,000 people, that would be better. But it's not, because then you're paying for that ad to go in front of those eyes that are not interested in what you have to offer. So with Facebook advertising, less is more.
Okay, so I could get it into the green in the meter, but I cannot. Then my target audience was 30,000 people or something. That's not close to 100,000.
That's okay. It's targeted.
It is?
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I messaged you after you were like totally wiped out and going to bed. Yeah. I think it was the middle of the day here, and Nicholas and Ola are already sleeping. So, but yeah, don't, and there are going to be things that we're going to play with. You're going to see that work and that don't. And with Robert, I would always just kind of tweak it a little bit and rerun it and see which one got a better response to it. I know Patricia did a great one for her, correct me if I'm wrong, Patricia, but I think that was for the God Memorandum. And she had her visuals on that, her interaction on that was a very high ratio. But then I want you guys to remember that it's going to show you how many people stayed engaged for 3 minutes, how many people stayed engaged for 6 minutes. People have an 8-second attention span. So we have to grab their attention right then. We have to give them a reason to keep playing that video. So don't just hold out till the end for all the good stuff. Don't waste those few seconds in the beginning. You've got to be appealing to them. I will tell you, if you guys are doing videos and like Ola and Nicholas, where it's dark right now, people wouldn't stay tuned in. I know you're not doing that, But I'm just saying, if somebody were to do that, people wouldn't stay. They'd go, "What the heck is this? What is this guy doing in the dark?" And then they kind of make their own assumptions and then disappear. So, Karen's so, I don't know. I almost feel like I need to send lamps to you guys. No, you guys do great. You do great. Okay, there's light. There's a little light there. We want to be appealing to people from the very get-go. We want to be interesting from the very get-go. So your personality, you got to be upbeat. You got to be, if you have to walk around before you go live and I can do this, and get your adrenaline going. Yeah, I used to watch Robert Hollis Jr. He would play, I think it was the song Eye of the Tiger in his ears before he'd go on stage. And he'd just be backstage and he'd go, yeah, and he'd just get himself pumped up. And when your adrenaline is going big like that, rushing, you're more amped up. You're going to be more exciting. You're not going to be like, okay, well, here's Melody here again. And, I don't have a lot to say, but I really don't have a subject for today. But I just wanted to pop on and say, who's going to stay on for that? Nobody. Nobody's going to care. And in fact, they're going to be mad because I wasted those few seconds. I stole them from them. We need to give them a reason to stay tuned in. That's why it's important for you to be building those relationships, building rapport with people, giving value to them. So when you do a live, they're going to tune in. Well, you gave value to them this many times. There's got to be value coming now, but we got to grab them now. Like that 8 second, like I said, 8 second attention span or attention span of a goldfish. I don't know. Gnat. But we have to think, what is it that intrigues us? What keeps us tuned in when we're watching? When you're watching videos and you're watching trainings, I know there's some trainings I've watched that were just like the voice was so monotone and boring. It was brutal. And sometimes I only watch it because of the title. It's like, okay, at some point they're going to touch on this, what they said in the title. But sometimes I just can't. I can't stay tuned into it. It gets to the point where, Go ahead, Janessa.
Sorry, I wanted to go and say something about the opposite end of that spectrum, because I've watched some lives where it's kind of just monotone and dull, but I've seen some where just like way over the top. They're wearing weird things on their head, and it's just too much for me, and I just won't stay and watch. So then when their things keep popping up, I'm like, nah, they're going to be weird today too, so I'm just not going to watch it. So you kind of have to fit in the middle between those two things, because I don't want to be known as this person with the crazy hair and, they're always talking, sitting in a bathtub with their clothes on. Like, what the heck?
Good point. And really, those people that are appearing over the top, they're really kind of going wild. They're doing all kinds of crazy things to keep you tuned in. I don't see those people as genuine people. I don't know about you guys. I don't see those people as somebody that I could talk to and I could trust. So are people viewing us as genuine? Do they view us as somebody that they can really trust? Have we given them a reason to trust us? So I have to turn my head like this. We all have to turn our heads like this so we can see Karen. So,
sorry, I'm back.
So yeah, just be yourself, guys. Every single one of you have incredible awesomeness within you. But somehow we tend to think that we have to be something different when the camera turns on. We don't. We have to be a little excited. Think about what you have in your life, and does that excite you? If not, we need to do something to get something different, right? You have to be enthusiastic. That enthusiasm will be so contagious with others. I've seen some pretty crazy things too. I've seen people do like some people that have really big YouTube followings. In fact, they get paid to have a YouTube channel because they've got so many subscribers, so many viewers. So they get paid off the ads on there. And the thumbnail that they pick is some crazy photo. It might be from the video, but they've changed all the colors and they've made like this weird phase and they've got all this crazy stuff around them, just like totally photoshopped. And then you watch a video and it's nothing like that. So why is it that they do that? They're trying to appeal to people that wouldn't typically just watch a thumbnail of just them on their video, right? They're trying to tell a story within that to attract a certain audience. Don't fall into that trap. Be genuine, be yourself, but be interesting. We have, I don't know if you guys have seen the commercial, The Most Interesting Man. I know they just kind of fired him from being the most interesting man. And, you know, that guy that, you know, what is it? He would always say things like, you know, if he hasn't traveled to the moon, but if he had, the moon would, I don't know, you know, yeah, the old guy, the old man, the guy with the beard. Yeah, it's like, you know, he doesn't ride bulls, but if he did, the bulls would like totally submit to him. You know, like he just ruled the world with just a glance, with just a look, with just a hand wave or whatever. He ruled the world. Well, we have to be interesting. We don't have to be outlandish. Some people use that as a gimmick. I truly believe that with what we have, we don't need a gimmick. That's why I love learning from Robert, because I didn't have to use hype to share LMU. I didn't have to use hype to share online marketing or training because it didn't need it. It was genuinely impactful. So, get that? Yeah? Anybody else? Anybody else? Ola, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm so far behind right now, but can I do 2 or 3 lives every day? I mean, to catch up?
You know what? I would not recommend you doing more than one, because people will become, the same thing with posting 5, 6, 10 posts a day. There are some people that do that. It kind of makes you invisible. So people see your name popping up, and for the first few days, you might get a lot more interaction, a lot more people to view it and all of that. But then when you're doing that every day, people are going to go, you know, he's kind of got too much going on. And they don't have time to watch all of that. So it kind of turns people off and it makes you invisible to them. Yeah. So if you want to do more than one, you can do it in a video format and just upload it later. You know, save it for another day to upload.
Yeah, that's great.
So you don't have to do those lives, but make sure you are providing content, which your videos have been pretty good. So that's good. That's good. But you have to learn to be consistent and don't feel like you're behind, because we're all learning at a different pace. We've all got our own speed, right? Yeah. All I want you to do is to say, okay, did I do the best I could today? Did I not do something that I should have because I chose to do something else? Every day we have to choose to make a choice. Do we get out of bed or not? Do I have coffee or do I have tea? Am I going to be in an attitude of gratitude, or I'm just going to be angry today? Because it's raining, it's going to take me an hour to get to work. There's probably going to be accidents. You know, all of this stuff, we have to choose that attitude that we're going to be in. That's why I say use the morning rituals to put on that armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't want to be over just posting crazy all the time.
Yeah.
Because People will
I'm gonna save them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do many a day and save them.
Do them and make sure you guys are all uploading all of your videos to your YouTube channel, which, by the way, is free to have a YouTube channel. If you don't want to make them public, like those of you who are doing the series, unlist them. That way you can share them with people that you want to share them with, and they can be viewed. If you make them private, then nobody can view them. When you share it with somebody, nobody can, it'll say this video is not allowed viewers. So make them unlisted, and that way when you're ready to share them, they're there. Because it's really incredible if you start doing videos and you go back and you go, like, I think Patricia, I don't know, Patricia, how many videos do you have now? More than 100.
More than 80? Sure. More than 80, I think.
So, and that's just because she's been working on building a following. And she created that video series, and she's been working, and she's been doing Facebook Lives, and she's been building that audience. And Patricia's been doing it consistently. That's one word that I'd like all of you to write down and put it right in front of your computer. Consistency. We have to learn to be consistent. So, any other questions? We got lots of questions today. Okay, I'm going to go to Nicholas first.
Yeah, I was just wondering, can you upload your live videos from Facebook to YouTube?
Yes, and you know how to do that?
No.
Google it.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'm going to let Toby. Go ahead, Toby.
Google it.
Yeah, YouTube it. There are videos that show you how to do that. The old me would have sat here and explained it to you. But, I really want you guys to learn how to find the resources, become resourceful, and look up things that you need. And then if you have a problem with it, reach out. So, Toby, that's right. YouTube it. I go to Google, I go to videos, and then it takes me to YouTube. So I should just go to YouTube and type these things.
Hey, I know how to do surgery. I've YouTubed it, so if you need it, just call me. My price is very low.
Toby's cheap. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so Valerie, yeah. You know what? It's so weird that our kids, or the younger generation, can just, they know everything. They can code. I don't understand. Like, what's a code? But yeah, they can just figure it all out. But yeah, always use YouTube or Google as a resource if there's ever something you don't know how to do, because there is a video for those of you who are visual that's going to show you step by step on how to do that. But yeah, absolutely good question. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Nicholas. Janessa, you had a question.
I was going to ask about video recording for video series and editing. I am going to have to edit like nobody's business, and I've never edited before. What do I use? Do I use YouTube? Do I go buy a certain program? What do I need?
You can actually go to YouTube and it'll tell you free programs you can use, but I have Windows Movie Maker that's super easy to use.
Okay.
So I can put music in it. I can put audio in it. That's the program that I used to create Robert's happy birthday video.
Okay.
And there was a lot of editing in those messages that everybody sent me. I could only use so much of it, and then I put it all together. And yeah, if I could do it, anybody could do it. And I can help you with that if you do use that program, or if you have a program. I know Chelsea's really good at that too, and Chelsea's going to be part of this course as well. So I'm so excited for that. She is on emergency duty right now, helping a friend repair a dress for graduation, like that's in a few minutes. So that's why she's not here. But yeah, Chelsea's really good at stuff like that too. Patricia, what program do you use to create your videos? Oops, she might have walked away with the doggies. We'll come back to her.
Yeah, Melody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like the program you just mentioned, that's worked for you and it doesn't cost anything. So that right there is probably the best. But then as Matthew also mentioned some other companies, if you have a PC or Mac, you can use Camtasia. I think for a Mac, it's about $100. For a PC, it costs about $200. And then there's some other programs that Matthew mentioned as well. But, to start off with, what Melody mentioned would probably be the best. And then if you get more, then go to Camtasia because it's
Right, and Windows Movie Maker is really, every computer I've ever bought, it was in that computer. So you just might have to search your programs to see if it's in there. I know there are other ones, and you can probably YouTube free programs for movie editing, and it will help you with that. And then, like I said, if you guys need help showing you how to do that, it's super easy. It really is.
Now, do I also just use my phone camera? Do I use Zoom on there to record, or what do I do with that to record it?
I've been using Zoom.
Okay.
And this is why. Because when I record with Zoom, it will give me different files. Now, you can use a free version of Zoom. I know it has a time limit. I don't know if it's 30 minutes or 50 minutes, something like that. 45 minutes. Okay, so if you're doing videos that are longer than 45 minutes, don't. Because people will not stay tuned in. But if you can, but Zoom will give me different files. It will give me just the chat. Like if people are chatting in here, I can access just the chat file for this recording, or I can access just the audio file for this recording, or the video file. So it automatically gives me those, and I just go in and rename them. I convert them, okay, that sounds really technical. I click the button that says to convert. The computer converts it to and I save it to my desktop. So it's easy for me to find, so I don't have to search and spend any more time than I have to. I rename the file by right-clicking on it. I go to rename, I right-click on it, give it the title I want, and there you go. A yearly unlimited Zoom account is $100. So that's, yeah, I paid more than $100, Patricia. I think I paid $150. Maybe I bought the professional version of it or something. But, what I want you guys to understand is, and this is kind of my mentality from the very beginning. I didn't do Facebook ads when Robert started saying do Facebook ads, because I wanted people to know that I could get to $10,000 a month without spending any extra money on any other programs. Because not everybody has it. Because remember I told you I was attracting all the broke people? They didn't have money to buy other programs and stuff. Now, will I say you need to invest in yourself and in your business? Absolutely. Absolutely. You deserve it. You deserve to learn these things. You deserve to have these tools that are going to make things easier. You deserve to be able to have programs that are going to automate things for you. Yes. But right now, some of you are going, I just want somebody to buy my series, right? I just want 5 people to buy my series a week. You'll get there. I promise you, if you stay connected, you stay on this course and on the path that you're on right now, if you can stay consistent and you do the activities, you will get there. But we can't, like so many people have, even within this 30-day course, not this one, but in past, they've even created series and then they never advertised it to sell it to anybody. What good does that do if you're not selling it? It's not bringing you money. Bottom line, they wrote on their questionnaire at the beginning, I want to make money. I showed them how to make money. They didn't advertise it. They didn't get any sales. So I don't know where the noise is coming from, but I'm gonna mute you. I think Ola. Let me see if that helps. Yeah, I think Ola lives with a vacuum that's going on. He's usually our noise there. You can unmute yourself if you have anything to say, Ola. Okay, I'm not just shutting you off there. Any other questions? Toby.
It's not really a question, but kind of following up with what you mentioned, like about posting too much. Now, I haven't been posting enough, but the person's not in the group, but I have someone that shows up, you know, like when you get the notifications, and she's like sending, like, she's posting 2 or 3 an hour, sometimes 2 an hour. And it's just like, you know, posting 5 times a day is fine if they're scattered throughout the day. But it's like, I've got to the point where it's like, I want to just, I don't want to unfriend her, but I've clicked off the unfollow, and I still get those notifications, and it gets to be, when you're posting every hour and sometimes even more, it just gets to be a pain. So I totally agree. You want to be balanced, and I'm probably right now to the other part of it, not being posting enough, but I have seen those people who post too much in it. So I agree with what you're saying, Melody.
Right, and we're going to have to work on your consistency with posting, and that'll help you with this 30-day accountability course. So we're going to get you. We're going to get you to where you have that perfect balance. And because, you know, has anybody ever, they did lives, or they'll do postings, and they'll start to get really good interaction, and then all of a sudden you kind of take a few days off, and then you post something and it seems like nobody sees it because I think it fell off the planet. Yeah. Karen, do you want to say anything?
Oh no, I just I had that experience. I didn't do a live for a day, and then I did a live, and then it seemed like no one even really watched it or noticed that I was live or anything. So the consistency is the key.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I kind of want to touch on what you were saying earlier, Ola. You said you're behind. Okay, so I want you to do your best to touch each and every one of those activities every day. And there is really a lot of psychology behind each and every one of these activities. Why we do them, why Robert taught them, right? The consistency of doing them. It's going to get you the results. So so say we have 10 activities in the day, and you do 1 through 8 every day, but you're not touching on 9 and 10. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you say didn't do it, didn't do number 10, didn't do number 9, and you're telling me the same ones each and every day, I'm going to say do those first. Because I would find myself with, like I said earlier, that avoidance behavior, because those are the things that I didn't want to do. Anything you don't want to do or you feel less comfortable about doing, and I think we addressed this last week, is do those things first, right? Even like around the house. If we hate to pick up after the dog, Valerie, right? If we hate to go out and pick up after the dog, and we put that off, and then it becomes this big job, and then it's like, I just so don't want to go out there. Well, then if we do that first in the day, we have that sense of accomplishment. That accomplishment seems so much bigger because we got that one thing that we really hate, whether it's mopping the floors or doing the laundry or whatever it is, whether it's having conversations with people, personal conversations with people. A lot of people don't want to do that. I didn't. I would avoid it as much as possible. It didn't work. We need to have all the ingredients to that incredible cake that we're baking. There's no shortcuts. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Hey, Melody, can I jump in again?
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, like Melody, one thing she always encourages us to do is the morning ritual. And I probably won't go into as much discussion as I did with Melody today, but I did my morning rituals for 7 months, not every day. A lot of times it was just kind of like routine, and I wouldn't get into it. And today I had like my win was that I got in front of the mirror, and hopefully no one's going to share this because otherwise my political ambitions are gone. But I'm just kidding. But but I got in front of the mirror and I did my my what do you call it, the
Incantation.
yeah, and I was like talking to myself in the future, and I was just saying like, hey, Toby, you won't believe it, but I went through the morning those things that are listed on there, but I was like a conversation with myself. So yeah, I was being crazy, but I was saying, you won't believe what way my life is right now. It's like, hey, I'm diligent. I'm making $30,000 a month, and my life has changed in all these different ways. And I'm diligent. But anyway, I was able to get into it a lot more because I wasn't just sitting down saying I'm successful. I'm having a positive impact on people. But anyway, just kind of making those little changes sometimes can make a big difference. And so anyway, the morning routine helps, and you just got to kind of change it to help you out more.
Right. And if you guys thank you, Toby, for sharing. And it's really encouraging. If you guys are doing your morning ritual, you're reading the God Memorandum, maybe you're laying down, you're just writing in your journal, or you're laying down, and it's like, okay, I'm doing my incantations. I'll just do them while I lay here in bed because I'm not ready to stand up yet. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. Yeah, you're doing them, and you might get a little something out of it. But if you're not putting your whole body into what you're saying, saying it with intention, and that's part of what we do in this course, is recording yourself in the morning, saying your incantations. And I get people going, okay, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, money comes to me, through me, whatever, and there's nothing there. They're just saying these empty words. But when you say them, and the reason why I have you doing this is not so I can hear you do it, but so you can watch yourself and hear your own words saying it back in another day's activity. The same thing with the God Memorandum. It's more powerful for you to hear it, for you to hear yourself, for you to see yourself. That's when I had these major epiphanies. So if you are, okay, I've got to check this one off, and we start with the God Memorandum every day. Yeah. Thank you, Toby. We start with the God Memorandum every day. If you're just reading it, or you're just listening to it while you're, I don't know, cooking breakfast or taking out the trash or all of these things, make sure you're taking the time. This is an investment in you and your change. Try to give it your attention. Listen to those words. Listen to what you're saying. Tie those emotions to it. Because if we're just doing it to do it, what's the point? Then it becomes busy work. It has no effect on us. So, very good. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing, Toby. So, did anybody at this point record their incantations and send it to me that feels like maybe you should re-record it? And you can, it's important for you. And I've shared with many of you before, when Robert would say, stand in front of the mirror and do it, I stood in front of the mirror, but I was looking down at the sink in my bathroom. I wasn't looking at myself in the eyes. I couldn't say that I was strong, that I was powerful, that I was healthy, that I was successful, and look at myself in the eyes, because I didn't believe it. I had to, every day my eyes would get a little higher, a little bit higher on that mirror, until I could finally do it. And it hurt. It really hurt. But I got some of the biggest growth from that. Good, Janessa. Janessa does Granessa. I mixed gratitude and Janessa together. Janessa does her gratitudes every day. Yeah. And if you guys aren't keeping a journal of your gratitudes, it doesn't take any time at all. Just unless you're really having a hard time coming up with something you're grateful for. It takes no time at all to write 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. And I don't have it with me here, but I just put a date at the top of the page and I write those few things I'm grateful for. But I try to use something different and not put the same family, friends, my home, my dog, I try to choose different things. So on those days that I'm not feeling so grateful, or I can't think of something, and it's like, this day is going to be horrible. It's already ruined. I can look at my gratitude journal and look at those things that I am grateful for and say, okay, these are the things that I'm grateful for. And it pulls me right back in to that attitude of gratitude, which is going to set the tone for your whole day. So be encouraged to do that. Any other questions? Questions regarding activities. So for those of you who don't know, I post the activities for you daily. So every day you're going to go to day 1, day 2, day 3 to the next day. And every day you're going to send me the list of, and I love that Patricia did this. So I'm just going to say everybody does this. You create a Word document. You number the same numbers, 1 through 10 or 1 through 14, and either put done or didn't do. Done or didn't do. Or if it says your visual for number 14, what your visualization was, if I ask that question, you're going to put what your visualization was. Patricia has been so amazing. She has got so many perfect days that she's created through her visualizations. So what if you had a whole log of these visualizations? I know some of you aren't sending me those. There's a little hint. If it has something highlighted in that number, you gotta send it to me. You can't skip it. I need to know that you've seen every single one of those things that day. And like I said, I want the shorter list or the longer list, did or did not. But I love how Patricia just puts in a Word document, did it, or done, working on it. We'll do it when I go to bed. I think, Nicholas, you do that too with your visualizations. We'll do it when I go to bed. So that's going to be the thing, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'm going to create a little video and show you guys how to do it. It's so easy. And that way, each day, you just put it in there. And you're going to send that to me each day. Because I need to know where you're not following and what you're avoiding and what activities are holding you back or where you're maybe struggling, so we can attack that, so we can get the breakthrough on that one area. Okay? Instead of just avoiding it completely and thinking, oh, she won't realize I didn't do that today. Oh, I know. I'm watching you. I'm watching. So that's my job. So I want to see you guys succeed. Yeah, I'm watching you. So, okay, any other questions? No more questions. That's awesome, guys. Okay, so at this time, I'm just going to say, Valerie, I always feel like somebody's watching. He's watching you, sweetie. Yeah, I know, that's a song. So, so for those of you who are just starting this 30-day course, I want you to know that there is going to come a time where you may feel frustrated. You may feel like you're behind. You may feel overwhelmed. The intention of this course is to not make you feel that, but let you know that there are certain things that we need to do if we want to get the success that we're looking for. Every single thing, like everything, just think of everything as an ingredient to building that perfect, delicious, moist cake. That perfect cake, okay? So each thing is an ingredient. For those of you who are, like I said, you're part of Six Figure Marketers. We are going to be working together on building that effective presentation for you. So if it says to create a video series and you've already done that, then we're going to work on promoting that for you. And we're going to have discussions on building that effective presentation for you guys, okay? For those of you who are at that level already. That's the greatest thing about this is we can focus on whatever it is that you personally need. What you need and what you need. What each one of you needs and where you're at right now. So yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, well, this is the last call for questions. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Janessa, will you share with us how this course has helped you? Because you're so quiet over there.
I love how you just call me and, oh, Janessa.
I forgot. You almost got by me.
I've been through this course a few times, and I'll keep taking it. It's amazing. I always have issues with my consistency, and I feel like even if Melody was to not even look through my stuff, if I would just had that person to send it to, I feel like I need to send my stuff to her. I need to not let her down. And I know it's not like that, but I feel like, it's really helped me in my growth, in the last like 9 months or a year or something like that. I was never doing Facebook Lives. I was, really up and down, and I feel like with the 30 days, I get more accomplished. I feel better about myself because I do the 30 days and I'm really good with, my morning rituals and stuff like that. And then, my accountability is done and I'm like, oh, I can just, skip it this day, or I can just, I don't have to do it this day. And then all of a sudden just, bleh, it kind of goes all crazy. So I feel like, it's kind of like, Melody's my rock and she's here. And like she said previous, she's like, the professional hand holder, and maybe she doesn't want to feel like that, but I definitely feel like, she's there for, for me and for everybody else to, try to create these success habits that we're all looking for. She has the best intentions to teach us all this stuff. So, for us to have the access to Melody, her course, what Robert's taught her, what she's created success with, it's all part of this course. So yeah, it's an amazing course. I've taken it quite a few times. So yeah, it's awesome. So if you're, you haven't taken it before, awesome.
So thank you, Janessa. That's the whole thing is it really, for a lot of you, it's going to be the consistency. And for some of you are going to go, well, I've been doing this, or I've done this, or I know I have to do this. But maybe you haven't been doing it consistently. Or maybe because you don't have that accountability buddy or somebody to say, okay, I did these activities today. That's going to make the biggest difference. For myself, I knew that Robert was pouring so much into everybody, but me personally. And that's what kept me going a lot of that time, is because I didn't want to let him down. I was okay with letting myself down. I let myself down over and over and over and over. Was I happy with it? No. But I didn't want to let him down. So that's what kept me going. So thank you, Janessa. I really appreciate that. I know, Toby, you've taken the course before too. Could you share anything about how maybe this course has helped you and what you think others will get out of it?
I agree with Janessa's accountability. Helps you to be more consistent, because oftentimes when I get done with the accountability group, I go into a witness protection plan and disappear. And the other thing is that sometimes things may not, it may take, it's like that pop that I had today. I mean, I've been doing the things, but at least if you get started doing things, like you get in the 30-day group and you start doing things, it's like a bamboo tree. Sometimes it takes longer for it to really germinate. And, so like today I had a pop, but if I had not went to that event, or if I had not been in the accountability group and doing those morning rituals, I would never have the pop that I had today. So just because you don't see results right away doesn't mean that it's not going to have a huge impact.
Exactly. Thank you, Toby. I really appreciate that. And that's the whole point of this too, is to create those success habits. But after the 30 days, does it mean that you're going to stop doing those things? You shouldn't. This is to teach you to continue to do the things that you need to do to have that success. So thank you so much for sharing. And I truly hope that you do stay plugged in, stay doing the things that you need to do, keep building your following. I know, Toby, when you stop after the 30-day course is over and you kind of wither away from doing some of those activities, you see your interaction changing with people, your Facebook Lives, maybe I won't do them, nobody is going to notice, I don't have to tell anybody. One of the things that I pride this course on is supporting one another. So do I get to all of your Facebook Lives while you're doing them? No, sometimes I'm not up yet, guys, in Sweden. Or I'm on a call, or I'm with one of you doing personal one-on-one. So I don't always get to see your Facebook Lives, but if we can support one another, and I do go back and look for them. So we support one another. We let each other know, hey, I'm going live in a few minutes. If you're available, pop on. Give each other that support. Help get those visuals up. Let Facebook notice us. Because the more likes, the more hearts, the more thumbs up, the more comments, all of that is going to help each other. Right? So when Valerie does a live, we're all going to want to make sure we make comments on there. Don't just go to somebody's thing, give it a thumbs up, and don't write anything. You want people to comment on yours. You want the interaction with yours. We want to give that to other people. This is all about giving first. Giving first. You've all heard Robert say that, so let's do that. And support one another, and I love that. I love that we can have this community to really kind of help promote one another. I don't know what that says. I don't know. My eyes are blurry. TYA. What does that mean? Oh, thank you in advance. Yes. Okay, sorry. I didn't get that. That just went way over my head. So you're way too cool for me. Know all of those things. Anything else? Patricia, do you have anything you would like to add, or do you want to just stay on silent there?
My problem is that they are fixing the roof and the ceiling, so
So you've got some noise going on.
And it's too noisy.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate each and every one of you being here. If you catch the replay here, if anybody's watching this later or wants to watch, maybe you came in a little late or want to watch it later, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You guys, I think we're all friends. Nobody will see this that is not connected to me because I did not advertise this course. Once again, did not advertise it, but really want to make sure that you guys are going to get the success that you deserve, that you're working for, that you can achieve. I totally believe that 100%. You just have to learn to do things in a certain way. So reach out to me if you need anything. For the newbies, we will be starting on Monday. I will be adding you to the group, and you'll be able to access your courses. For those of you who are already part of this course, thank you, Patricia. The course is great. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. I look forward to talking to you soon. Make sure that you guys are all plugging in to me. I'm going to add some of you to I'm going to put you all in part of a group so you'll be able to make sure you're all friends with one another. You can follow one another. We can help support one another. And yeah, if you know that, hey, Toby's going live in a few minutes, don't hesitate to share that. If you know that Karen's going live, or make sure that we're going to all make sure that we've liked each other's pages, because we're going to start building that page to start, you know, not your timeline page, Valerie. We're going to start building that, maybe that business fan page, whatever, blog page, whatever it is that you have. If you guys haven't had that yet, they haven't built that yet, reach out to me. Let's make sure that you get that done, because we're going to be bringing people to that to be able to provide them inspiration, motivation, valuable content that people will help. It will help people see the value in being connected to us and want to follow us. So I hear somebody typing no. Okay. All right. So if nobody has anything else, thank you, Toby. Thank all of you for being here. Hi, Wyatt. Thank all of you for being here. I'll be talking to all of you soon. If you haven't received a questionnaire from me and you are starting this course on Monday, you need to make sure you message me today, because I definitely need that information from you so I can help you achieve what it is that you need. Okay? Thanks so much. Love you guys. Ciao. To Patricia. Ciao.